Before the advent of Governor Darius Ishaku-led administration, the Jalingo Airport was completely inoperative. His Excellency had to introduce a commercial airline, and today, Tarabans can travel from this airport to other parts of the country. On the program this week, our focus is on the transformational impact of Governor Darius Ishaku in transforming this airport into a commercial airport. My name is Nelson Etta. Join me as we take a flight to discover Taraba. In his quest to reposition Taraba State as the commercial nerve center of the Northeast, Governor Darius Ishaku opened the Dan Baba Suntai Airport, Jalingo, for commercial flights operation. But this came at a huge cost. I want to start with aviation. When you came in on board, you met an almost, if I'm trying to be considerate with my words, an almost moribund airport. But you revamped it and introduced a commercial airline to begin to fly that airport. First of all, sir, how did you achieve that, and what's your vision to expand the operations of that airport?
When I resumed, before I resumed, and when I resumed, everybody has to go to Yola to take a flight to Abuja or any part of the country. Driving here to Yola is a very tortuous journey, 2.5, 3 hours. At a time, it got to even 3.5 hours because there were so many potholes at that time. So you have to truck it. And then when you are coming back, we'll go back through Yola and truck it down here. And Taraba State is in the northeast and tucked to the corner. It's not visible to the country because there's nothing to make it visible. From Abuja here, conservatively, it takes you 10 hours. But if you're unfortunate to meet roadblocks, it takes you maybe 11, 12 to get here. So most times people are reluctant to come down to Jalingo or to Taraba itself because getting to the headquarters is a problem. So you better don't just go. Most people end up in Yola, go back wherever they are. And now we have this so-called airport. Airport was constructed, the runway was done very, very poorly because it was not done professionally. I don't know the man's profession. I think he's a footballer or a golfer. Was awarded contract for an airport, a runway. So of course, the rest tells its story. So it wasn't a runway. So it wasn't functional, and it wasn't completely non-functional. So I thought the first and the best thing to start with was the airport. Because if I don't get the airport, how do I go and come? And in those days, before the COVID, we were going to Abuja almost every 4 or 5 days. If we are there in Abuja Monday, you are back here Tuesday, before Friday you are called again. And we are always having meeting, NEC meeting and so forth. So it's either the federal government, usual NEC meeting, governors meeting, or the parties meeting. So it's very, very inconveniencing to travel 3 hours to Yola, go, and then when you are back, you travel 3 hours back. You are exhausted and you're tired. So my focus was to put that airport functioning. And it was good I did. but it also wasn't easy.
Mm.
First, the runway has to be redone completely. Secondly, it has to be extended to carry jet engines because what was there was not professionally done. It was also settling. Those that have written off Taraba off the map are now able to come. But the only thing we suffered from was that when it started, it was, I think, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Even at that, it was okay for us. So if you are coming to the state, you book, okay, I'm coming in on Monday, I'll do the business on Tuesday, and I'll go back on Wednesday. At least we're having people to come. And then the hotels are also able to get guests. And it was opening up the city. With that, so many people that I wouldn't have believed, the ambassadors, the embassies, the federal ministry staff, bankers, businessmen, etc. It was now easy for me after talking and say, okay, we're going to have a meeting, and the meeting is on Tuesday. They fly in on Monday. We have the meeting Tuesday. They spend the night on Wednesday. They have gone back. This is how we commenced. And Overland too was a very nice CEO for Overland, Captain Boyo. What we did was to pay for the empty seats at the beginning. Yes, when it started, I was paying, then the aircraft was 40-something seater. So I will pay, if there are only 5 passengers, I pay for the 35 empty seats. And then I keep doing that. So by the time he keeps building passengers outcome, and then now reduce, I keep reducing. So he was flying, he must fly, whether or not there are passengers, he knows that he will be reimbursed for the non-passengers. And this is how we kept doing until he broke even and he surpassed it. So he now told me, no, sir, now you can stop paying us. We are getting fully booked, and in fact, overbooked. So he did that. After some time, he said, now I'm going to do Delhi. And he got to a point he had to now buy another new plane, a 72-seater. And then he started every day. And as I tell you, the flight every day is fully booked. Every day. To such an extent that if you don't book 2-3 days ahead of time, you will not even get the seat.
Your Excellency, I know it must have cost the state a fortune to bring that airport back into order. How did you get the funding again to do that?
I didn't bring it back to order. There was no order there to bring back. I did the airport virtually from scratch. What was there, I told you, a tailor or an artist was given an award. Whatever he did there, I don't know. The only good thing we inherited was that the late governor had imported some equipments, and they were all in the container that were not even opened. That was the luck we had. When we opened it, about almost 1/4 of the equipments that we were to buy were in those containers. So that saved us that part of. But everything was bought. You see, airport is not the buildings that you see. What costs you money are the facilities to guide the plane to land. They're very, very expensive. In fact, the water vehicle for the airport, if you know the price, it was terrible. We ordered it, gave somebody, he went to Europe and disappeared with the money. So we had to pay for another order. Even the fencing of the airport, if you look at it, you see, you think it's the ordinary barbed wire. No, it's not. You can't cut it with a plier or this. No, they're special. So everything with the airport, anything there is special. We had to pay and equip it to the required standard. before NA was able to allow us fly in and out. And as I said, we got PW to completely removed what was there completely and put a better layer of tar on the runway, and then put all the necessary demarcations, the runway lights and so forth.
Thank you so much once again, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much.
Dan Baba Sundai Airport, Jalingo, with a 2,400-meter long runway and an elevation of about 685 feet, was established in 2008 by the administration of the late Governor Dan Baba Sundai. But until the coming of Governor Darius Ishaku, the airport was moribund.
I did the airport virtually from scratch. What was there, I told you, a tailor or an artist was given an award. Whatever he did there, I don't know. The only good thing we inherited was that the late governor had imported some equipments, and they were all in the container that were not even opened. That was the luck we had. When we opened it, about almost 1/4 of the equipments that we were to buy were in those containers. So that saved us that part of, but everything was bought.
Travelers to Jalingo had only one option: road. But traveling by road to Jalingo had its own uncertainty, insecurity. But today, the case is different, as Governor Ishaku has changed the face of travel to Jalingo and Taraba State, as he puts the airport under the supervision of the Ministry of Transport and Aviation in 2020. Commercial flights to and fro Jalingo connecting different parts of the country now operate 4 days in a week due to increased demands by travelers for business.
The only thing we suffered from was that when it started, it was, I think, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Even at that, it was okay for us. So if you are coming to the state, you book, okay, I'm coming in on Monday, I'll do the business on Tuesday, and I'll go back on Wednesday. At least we're having people to come in. And then the hotels are also able to get guests. And it was opening up the city. With that, so many people that I wouldn't have believed, the ambassadors, the embassies, the federal ministry staff, bankers, businessmen, etc.
That aircraft is about, the aircraft that comes takes about 60 passengers. And in most cases, almost every day, the aircraft is filled. You can imagine, if 60 come, 60, that's 120 per day, 120 times 7 to give the number for a week, and then times 4 it will give you the number for
a month.
For a month. That is the volume of.
So somewhat, it's a busy route.
Yeah, it is.
From different parts of the country.
Yes.
Down here to Jalingo.
Yes.
The airport is equipped with modern facilities to cater for services offered by the airport.
First of all, he restructured the airport itself. He had to put in place some requirements as demanded by these air traffic agencies. One, he purchased a number of equipment, in particular electronic equipment that are used at the tower. Electronics, these are the equipment that are used in communicating between the air traffic controller and the pilot coming. And apart from that, he had to procure some electrical appliances as well, like at the departure and the arrival halls. These are air conditioners, scanning machines, and the rest. Then His Excellency had to procure also furniture items, both in the VIP lounge and the other arrival and departure lounges. So apart from that, there are certain safety requirements as demanded by the NCAA that had to be purchased, and those items were bought and put in place there. And this had to be done. And apart from the initial purchase of these items, these agencies, NCAA in particular, NCAA is the umbrella that oversees other agencies like FAN, Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, then NAMA, Nigerian Airspace Management Agency. So you have to make sure you have at least 3 fire trucks there, functional ones, and then so many other minor things that maybe I'll give you the details later. So these are the requirements that were met by His Excellency.
To show us the ongoing construction of a new tarmac and the cargo section for agriculture and large goods, the State Commissioner for Aviation, Adamu Dambako Ibrahim, and the manager of the airport took us round the facilities. The manager spoke about the governor's vision to expand the airport, with construction of the cargo section and completion date of the terminal.
It's a cargo terminal, purposely meant for conveying cargo, either through aircraft, and then we have trailers that will bring the cargoes, agricultural produce from various locations of the state, either northeast or within the state. Because basically it's not only meant for this state alone. Taraba state is an agrarian state. We have some agricultural produce like the green tea, like the yam. We have the state government has a greenhouse where a cucumber is being a large portion of cucumber is being produced for export. So basically, it has an economic importance, not only to the state, but to the nation also at large.
The commissioner assured residents of timely completion of the ongoing construction at the airport. Taraba State, a food basket in the northeast of Nigeria and the nature's gift to the nation, is famous for production of crops like yam, rice, as well as beef, particularly on the Mambila Plateau in Gembu, Saradwana local government area. The goal of Governor Ishaku is to make it possible for food to be transported from Jalingo to other parts of the world.
From here, we can export cargo
To every part of
to
the
every
country.
part, no, the world. So if you can take off here with a jumbo cargo plane, they will just land and go. So the idea that this will be like an export, agricultural export point.
At the end of the day, opening the Dan Baba Suntai Airport, Jalingo, for full operations has increased the number of travelers into the state for business, healthcare services, education, and more. The airport has impacted the economy of Taraba State. Tarabans are grateful to Governor Darius Ishaku for not only opening this airport, but for ensuring a commercial airline operates here. Today, Tarabans can travel from Jalingo to other parts of the country and back here. Until next week, when I bring you more on the exploits of Governor Darius Ishaku, I just want to say, keep discovering Taraba.